this happens because our club has this great reputation for having such terrific audiences. People like work their way up to play here. This young man, first time playing here, we're very excited. I've been hearing just such great things across New England about him. Let's welcome Tom McDonald.
Hello, everybody. I'm working on updating my resume at the moment. Nothing's changed about my job history. I just feel a lot more comfortable lying about stuff. Like, I've been working at a warehouse for over a year now, and I feel comfortable saying that I was captain of my college rugby team and not just a member of the college rugby team. I'm comfortable with that level of fraud at this point. Yeah, I went to not a particularly great school. I went to UMass. I feel like the best way I can put UMass into context is everyone familiar with the film Good Will Hunting? Alright, everyone's familiar with that film. See, that film had to be set with the backdrop of like MIT and Harvard, because if it was set at UMass, it would be a terrible, terrible movie. Because what's a genius janitor gonna do at UMass? Is he gonna like sneak around at night and complete all the crudely drawn penises on the back? That's really his only option. Yeah, specifically I went to UMass Dartmouth. Yeah, for those of you, always right. For those of you not keeping up with the news, that's where one of the bombers went. Yeah. I thought my degree was worthless before. Like about a year after I graduated, they started having radio ads for UMass Dartmouth, and I'm like, oh, how could this get any worse? It got worse. It got so much worse. That's not why I want to hear my alma mater on the news. It's not good. As I mentioned, I played rugby at UMass Dartmouth. I learned an interesting medical fact while playing rugby. Does anyone here know what you're supposed to do when you get a bloody nose? See, most people think you pinch your nose, you tilt your head back, but what you actually do is shut the fuck up and stop being a pussy. That's actually the medical procedure for that particular one. I have a girl now. It's going pretty well. I was actually with her over this weekend, and we were cuddling, and I love cuddling. But I feel like I love cuddling for the wrong reasons. Like when I'm cuddled up with my girl, she's probably thinking like, oh, I feel really, safe in his arms. This is really a sweet, intimate moment. But all I'm thinking is like, oh, I could break you in half right now. I am so much bigger than you. Like, oh, this feels nice. I'm just like, elbow under the chin, hand on the bicep. Tilt your head back and squeeze. Out like a light. So I enjoy cuddling, and we're cuddled up, and she kind of just lets it slip out like, oh, I'd really like to have like a beach house in Florida one day. Which kind of took me by surprise, and I just blurted out like that. I work in a warehouse, right? You know that's where I'm at. And she's just like, no, I just mean like, later down the line that would be something nice to have. I'm like, oh, okay. I'd like another girl in bed with us. Not right now, obviously. Just that would be something nice to have further down the line. Turns out she's actually on board with it, which is fantastic. As soon as I get her that beach house, it's totally good. It's totally gonna happen, guys. But did a lot of drinking at college. I didn't realize like how much of a drinker I'd become until like recently. I went to a bar, and after like a while, they started charging me $4 instead of the usual $6 for a beer. And I was a little confused. I'm like, why the change in price? He says, well, you've been here for a while, so I figure I'd give you a break. Yeah, I don't know how many of you have ever gotten a volume discount at a bar. Might be a red flag. Thing is, though, I feel pretty good about it, because I feel like I'm pretty good when I'm drunk. Like, I'll tell you this story. Like, I was at a rugby party at school, and I brought a buddy of mine, and I blacked out at the party. as is tradition, for those of you not familiar with rugby. Thing is, though, I woke up the next morning, and I didn't know if my buddy got home okay. So what I did was I called up his roommate. I'm like, hey, did Cal get home okay? And his roommate sounded kind of confused, and he's like, yeah, you brought him home. Yeah, apparently I got blackout drunk and carried this kid across campus. Banged on his door at like 5 in the morning. His roommate opens and I just throw him through the door. It's like, your problem now. Like some drunk super. Like most people when they get drunk, they like get into fights and they set fires. Apparently I'm out there like rescuing kittens from trees, helping little old ladies cross the street, helping recent college grads file their tax returns for the first time. It's very difficult. But anyways, that's my time. Oh.